Hey everyone. Today I'm diving deep into the legacy of Angelo Benedetto Traina, a name that might not ring a bell for many, but is monumental for those in the biblical scholarship community. Born on January 22nd, 1889 in Sicily, Angelo Traina's early life was far from extraordinary. Raised in a Catholic family, he moved to New York City, where his life took a dramatic turn. At the tender age of 13, he left home, eventually settling in Buffalo. Here he was part of a rough crowd, dabbling in drinking and gambling. But fate had different plans. In a twist straight out of a novel, Traina, initially conspiring to disrupt a revival meeting, ended up converting and joining a Protestant church instead. His newfound faith led him to work with Aimee Semple McPherson and dive into the Millerism movement, which emphasized Sabbath keeping. This journey sparked his deep interest in biblical studies, specifically the Hebrew names of God. He believed these names held a sacred significance that had been lost in translation over the centuries. In 1950, Traina, alongside C.O. Dodd, translated the Sacred Name New Testament, the first of its kind. This monumental work was followed by the Holy Name Bible in 1963, which included both Old and New Testaments. These translations were based on the King James Version, but placed a special emphasis on using Yahweh for the Father and Yeshua for Jesus. One of Traina's most fascinating contributions was the creation of the name Yahvah-Shua. He ingeniously combined Yahvah, HVH, with Yeshua to restore what he believed was the original divine name. This term has since been adopted by various sacred name groups. Traina was also a prolific writer, penning numerous pamphlets and articles, many of which were published in the Faith magazine. He was an early foundational figure in the sacred name movement, a movement that has spread far beyond the USA to places like Indonesia, Kenya, and the Philippines. In 1989, the fifth edition of his Sacred Name Bible was published by the Scripture Research Association, an organization he founded in New Jersey. Traina was the first Bible translator to deliberately transliterate Hebrew forms of divine names, a practice that has inspired many others, including Jacob O. Meyer with his Sacred Scriptures Bethel edition. His belief that the Hebrew forms of God's names were crucial for all believers is a cornerstone of the sacred name movement. Traina argued that much of the New Testament was originally written in Hebrew and that the Greek translations erred by substituting the Hebrew tetragrammaton with the Greek word kurios. He also rejected the Greek spelling of Jesus, favoring the Hebrew-based Yeshua instead. Today, thanks to Traina's pioneering work, there are at least 20 English Sacred Name Bible translations, with his influence extending globally. His innovative approach has even reached countries like Indonesia. However, not everyone has embraced his ideas. The Sacred Name Bible translations have faced criticism from some scholars, including David Bivin. Nevertheless, Angelo Traina's legacy lives on, inspiring biblical scholars worldwide to delve deeper into the sacred names and their meanings. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Angelo Traina's life and work, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.